the scripted Super Bowl championship back in 2016, 2017, which was a scripted reenactment of the Revolutionary War in which the colonists in America defeated the world's greatest and the world's most powerful empire, which was the British Empire. We were colonies of Great Britain and the country of England. The Redcoats were on the verge of winning the Revolutionary War. Then the French came to help against their greatest rival, and the rest is history. It was one of the greatest and most revolutionary upsets in the history of global wars. This is exactly why the football game between the Patriots and the Falcons was completely scripted for the Atlanta Falcons to have a 28-3 lead. The Falcons, as a matter of fact, wore red in this Super Bowl. It is the Redcoats, the nickname for the soldiers of the British Empire that were represented by the Atlanta Falcons wearing red. America declared independence against King George III. The Atlanta Falcons came from Georgia. Georgia is the female name for George. They are represented by the Redcoats. They are represented by the British Empire. That Super Bowl was completely rigged and completely scripted in symbolic fashion. In fact, the first Sunday that NFL season was 9/11. The Patriots won on prime time on 9/11 against the Arizona Cardinals in scripted fashion after a missed field goal. And in that football game, the Arizona Cardinals were also represented by the Redcoats. This is why the Patriots played a team in red in opening week of the 2016 season. The Cardinals had the lead in that game. The Cardinals were driving down to win. The Cardinals had a big lead in that game as well. It was like 20-6 or whatnot if you go through the scoring drives. Arizona was represented by the British Redcoats as well. In this game, mind you, with a backup quarterback against a team that made it to the NFC Championship game, but understand that it was completely scripted to be that way. It's because in that season, the Patriots were going to defeat the Redcoats during opening week, and they were going to defeat the Redcoats in the Super Bowl. This is exactly why the Patriots had a scripted 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. There were a combined total of 31 points up at that point, and it was scripted because Matt Ryan, the quarterback of the Falcons, was playing in the Super Bowl. 31 points were scored at that time, in which the Falcons were leading 28-3. Matt Ryan and Houston both equal 112 and 31. That was where Super Bowl 51 was played at. Houston, Texas. The Patriots were down 28-3. 31 points were scored. They came back and won. They won the war. They beat the Redcoats. They beat the Falcons. They beat Georgia, a.k.a. reference to King George. It's Redcoats that equals 31 and 85. It's British that equals 85. The British were nicknamed the Redcoats. The British were represented by the Atlanta Falcons. It's Atlanta Falcons and British that both equal 40 in gematria. This is exactly why. 28-3, all in reference to the script of the Super Bowl. Patriots versus Falcons, even equals 85. This is all about the comeback against the British and the Redcoats. You remember Paul Revere, everybody? The Redcoats are coming. He never said the British were coming. I think he said the Redcoats were coming. A grand conspiracy. They are coming. Paul Revere. Conspiracy equal 123 and 51. It's the Colonists as gematria 51. This is why the Super Bowl 51 was scripted to come back against the team in red. It's Falcon that equals 51. The Falcons were in Super Bowl 51. Not only that, but it is Falcon and it is choke that equals 24. Now we know why they choke a lot. The Super Bowl was over at Houston. In other words, it was over at the state of Texas. In Gematria, it is Super Bowl 51 that equals 15. It is Atlanta, and it is Texas that equals 15, and also 69 in Simple Gematria. It is Super Bowl 53. It is Atlanta Falcons that equals 139. It's Super Bowl 51. It is collapsed that equals 87 and 33. The 16-17 season was a 33 season. That was Tom Brady's 33rd playoff game. It was Tom Brady's 25th playoff win on a date of 2-5, which was February the 5th. The Super Bowl was played on the 36th day of the year. It is Patriot that equals 36. Colonists equals 126 and 36. It's NRG Stadium that equals 126 and 45. It's New England that won its second Super Bowl over at Houston. Remember, they beat the Carolina Panthers as well. Now, it is the running back that scored the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. They took, let's see here. It was White that scored the game-winning touchdown. So let me go to the box score quickly. James White. James White was the man who scored the touchdown. He had 29 yards that game. He scored 2 touchdowns. He scored the game winner. That guy was James White. It's White that equals 29. It's Collapse that equals 29. He scores the game winner. The Falcons' choke job lives in infamy. Tom Brady with 43 completions for 62 attempts. Once again, it's Georgia that equals 62, where the Falcons are from. Belichick equals 62 and 44. The team from Georgia suffered the heartbreak. That equals 44. The Patriots were down 25 points. They needed 26 points to come back. The greatest, most scripted Super Bowl comeback in fucking history. Comeback equals 26. The 2016-17 season adds up to 53. The comeback was all scripted. The Patriots' comeback against the Cardinals even was scripted. Let me show you what the score was for that game in the third quarter. Understand something. This was all a reenactment of the Revolutionary War on opening week in the final game of the season. Atlanta, Georgia has Gematria 23. Atlanta, GA. Cardinals allowed 21 points. It's titled that equals 66 when you enter it in the calculator. And check this out. The British are winning, and then the Patriots come back. It's all red. The Cardinals were up. Well, let's see. Man, the Patriots were out in front of that game. I'm surprised. Okay. I remember the Cardinals having a big lead in this game. The Cardinals looked like they won the game there, and then it all collapsed. It all makes sense why it happened that way. They weren't supposed to win with the backup quarterback. The 2016 season for the Patriots was their 57th season overall, and it ended in championship fashion. 57, Super Bowl, championship equal 131. The season that began on 9/11, it's 9/11, that equals 51. Let's go back to the British Empire again. British Empire, the Patriots, a revolution that occurred, 151 in Gematria. We can cover this on the world history part of my channel. Check this out. The Redcoats equals 46. Houston, Texas is 46. It's the Redcoats represented by the Falcons that equals 118. Recall that it is Patriots who they were going up against. Patriots is 118 and 37. The Super Bowl, in fact, was played in a 37 year, 2017, 2016 is a 36 year, and it's Patriot, that's 36, and it's Colonists, that equals 36. All this was truly scripted, a reenactment of the American Revolution in the 13 colonies. No doubt about it. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was supposed to end this way. The Patriots' win-loss record was 17-2. It was the 17th under Belichick, their 17th win. Win-loss differential of 15 after they beat the team from Atlanta over at Texas once again. A reference to that. Gematria value. 37 first downs for the Patriots. Patriots equals 37. Gematria 26. See here. 33 first downs outside of the penalties. 16-17. That's at the 33. Brady's 33rd playoff win. Absolutely. How about this? Overtime is 44. Georgia 44. Heartbreak 44 for the Atlanta Falcons. Even Gostkowski makes a 33-yard field goal. 41-yard field goal by Steven Gostkowski in the scripted Super Bowl. And once again, it's Super Bowl that equals 41 in Pythagorean gematria. I think it's pretty clear why White was the hero in this Super Bowl. This Super Bowl was all about Tom Brady being the greatest ever. 34-28. For a total of 62 points. Georgia, 62. Once again, Belichick, 62. This Super Bowl, everybody, had everything to do. And check this out. February the 5th of 2017, date numerology 44. It's Georgia. It's heartbreak that equals 44. Overtime is 44. 21 points scored by the Falcons at halftime. It's title that equals 21 in gematria. Tom Brady's 5th Super Bowl. 5th as gematria 31. Houston 31. Redcoats. Gematria 31. How about the 2016 Falcons? Dan Quinn, defensive coordinator. When the Patriots came back against the defending champions, it's all scripted that way, everybody. It really is. The franchise's 51st season in existence in 2016 Atlanta Falcons. 50 prior seasons, losing to the Super Bowl to the team with the Patriot name. America is 50, and these 51 references have everything to do with the colonists and the British coming. Falcon Gematria 51 as well. The reenactment of the Revolutionary War in Super Bowl 51, completely rigged, completely scripted Super Bowl championship. The 97th season, the season began on September the 8th. That is a date month sequence of 9-8. Champions 98. Tom Brady is 98. New England Patriots. The New England Patriots has gematria of 97. Notice that season began. It was the 97th season in the history of the league. The New England Patriots, gematria 97. World champions, right? I think we understand absolutely How about fifth ring? Fifth ring, 45, New England 45, NRG Stadium. We've had enough, right? Fifth Super Bowl ring, Gematria of 86. The comeback, 86. You can do this all day, truly, if you tried to. The amount of time from 9/11 to the Super Bowl, how about that? Remember, it's Empire, it's Houston. Let me show you in the Gematrinator. It's Freedom, it's Empire, it's Houston, Texas, it's King George, it's George, that equals 39. It's Arizona, that had Gematria of 39. All part of the grand script in that Super Bowl. And yet you have your morons out there who think these games are not rigged, because they really are. The 36th day of the year, 35 prior days, it's Tom Brady, that's Gematria of 35. 21 weeks later, it's title, that's Gematria of 21. The Patriots win the Super Bowl 21 weeks later from 9/11. That shall end it right there. It's pretty clear how the season was scripted for the comeback to happen. How about Super Bowl comeback? Super Bowl collapse. The Super Bowl collapse has Gematria of 85. Remember that? The Super Bowl collapse is 85. Recall that it's Falcons versus Patriots at Gematria of 85. Patriots versus Falcons. Redcoats, British, is scripted. Reenactment of the Revolutionary War. Super Bowl 51 collapse. 1776 came calling again. We declare independence. The Super Bowl collapse, or just the collapse. The collapse has Gematria 44, Georgia, whatnot. You can do this all day. Clues are everywhere.